Good evening. My name is Brittany Marsh, and today is March 3rd, 2024. I will be presenting to you my interpersonal communication plan for the School of Behavioral Sciences at Liberty University. Interpersonal communication plan is the sharing of ideas, thoughts, emotions, and feelings in a mutual and concise manner that others are understanding. According to Yule et al. Of 2023, that could be through listening, reading, writing, or speaking, and it is a tool of self-reflection. That self-reflection helps us to focus on forgiveness, reconciliation, and other things like peacemaking and evaluating others and our cultural differences. Schultze and Badzinski of 2015 stated that it is a great way to build therapeutic alliances and healthy relationships. My Queendom 2023 let me know that I am aware of what communication is. However, there's always areas of opportunity for growth and improvement when I am in communication with others. It also advised me that I am adept to seeing other people's perspectives because I'm able to always put myself in their shoes. I do understand, and I do find that it is true, because having empathy is what helps me to understand what others are going through and what they are feeling. So that makes it easier for me to think from their perspective. It also let me know that I can easily adjust when I feel that others are having a hard time understanding what I am trying to communicate. And in this manner, according to my behavioral blend and background, I also understand that I have to have the desire to want to communicate so that I am promoting the peace of God and by bringing Him honor and glory to His name. My Uniquely You of 2023 chart did provide me a lot of insight about how the public would view me and how I am in private. Carbonell 2008 suggests that the differences of my charts, their significance, showed that I do struggle with my motivations and my feelings, and that would be partly due to me being very emotional, due to my empathetic nature, and that I am not direct at all, but I'm very conflict avoidant. That is a reason why I care too much about what others think of me. On both of my graphs, Graph 1 illustrated that I'm an inspirational specialist, meaning that the crowd views me as the crowd pleaser. They view me as warm and motivational. However, it works in my favor because I am conflict avoidant, but negatively, I care too much about what other people think of me. The second chart showed me as steady competent, and this chart is what I really am. This is me. I'm described as a person who likes to work behind the scenes. I'm also methodical in the way that I think, but it affects my decision making because I'm too passive. According to what both charts implicate about me is that I have to be a lot more direct, and I also need to be more assertive, according to Uniquely You of 2023. Communication barriers are the traps that keep us from effectively listening that we know or we don't know about, and they prevent us from being clear and concise when we are communicating. Some of those barriers will include ritual listening or screens of all sizes. The ritual listening is listening to someone speak, although we're not listening, rather than waiting for them to stop talking so that we can respond. And screens of all sizes is being more into your phone, your iPad, your tablet, or any electronic rather than showing in-person intimacy with the people around you. And it can make them feel that they are being unheard or they are just being ignored. Peterson 2022 says that we should have clear and concise communication without restricting how we listen. And Alvis of 2022 et al. State that the communication barriers are a cause of loss of communication when we are in communication exchange. Some examples that Schultze and Badzinski 2015 suggested that will boost our in-person interaction would be playing board games with family members or taking a walk on the beach. And they also stated that social media is a means of weakening in-person communication. My goals would be to improve my leadership and my listening skills by being more empathetic, compassionate, and being an assertive listener so that I can build a stronger rapport with others. And improving my interpersonal skills is very important to me because it is an inspiration for my own personal growth. And as a leader, it is my responsibility to ensure that I am a moral compass to those around me. And I have to be strong by understanding their emotions and how to set boundaries when there is conflict management. It is important for me to improve my skills because I do not like conflict. And according to Colossians, it states that we should have a compassion for others. We should have kindness and patience. And that is something that I would continue to want to do in my life. Some strategies that I have would be to actively listen more by paying more attention to body language. Others would be to pay more attention to the individual's thoughts and feelings by putting myself more in their shoes, and ask more questions to have them open up to me so that I can be more relatable to them. I also would want to create more boundaries and clear expectations in the midst of conflict resolution. I also would like to ensure that I have a good body posture at all times so that the listener or the speaker will understand that I am understanding what they're saying, and they will perceive me as trustworthy so they can continue to speak with me. I also have a strategy of respecting other people's perspectives as well, whether or not it does not agree with my own. How I can implement those would be to practice active listening and conversation by focusing on what the speaker is saying without distractions. I can also show empathy and understanding by letting the person know I do understand, and it must be a challenge for you. If I say things like that, it will help them to know I have empathy, I care. Also, I would confidently use more I statements. Other implementations that I would include would be encouraging others to open up by letting them know I have open communication. I think the most important part of one of my implementations of my strategy is to practice more self-reflection by asking for feedback from others, how I can improve, and what I can do to be a better communicator. In conclusion, I would like to say that our behavioral blends are a depiction of our past experiences that have molded our present character. I also believe that healthy interpersonal relationships will help us to communicate with others because it guides us when we are speaking with other people. And in conclusion, self-reflection is a very necessary tool for us all to become competent communicators. Finally, I would like to also say that overcoming communication barriers will also help us to build stronger therapeutic alliances and make in-person communication much better. Have a good night.